Welcome to the Reddit library. You're tired from the human race, so you decide to help an advanced alien civilization destroy the Earth. What tips would you give them? Do not take down the internet. Every movie goes about how you have get rid of the source of communication and knowledge first. But that's not the way to go about it. Taking down the internet is the quickest way to get all of humanity riled up and ready to kill something. As long as the internet is working, most people will just be distracted and not take anything seriously. People really should internalize this simple truth. Bread and circuses is forever. Simple carbs, basic entertainment. Except now carbs are the cheapest they have even been, and entertainment is the most personalized and abundant it's ever been. Give people $1 double cheeseburgers and endless thematic serial shows, and you can do anything you want. Convince each world leader that you'll give them all the alien secrets and technology once their nation controls the whole planet. That's actually a good idea. Appear to us in a really cute, fluffy, and small form. Purr a lot. I file can. Map. I miss Futurama, the horse says Dr. Ed denied. Tell a Scottish person that England owns Scotland you've just made an enemy for life. Just ram the planet with our empty ship going at light speed. We ain't got the defenses to handle that sh*ty waste a precious spaceship. Just haul an asteroid in our general direction. Just tell us an asteroid is about to hit. Half the population would kill each other for department store trash. Clearly we aren't great at social distancing. Make a more efficient virus and wait a year. This has always been why I struggle with alien invasion movies/books. If the species has mastered space travel, do you really think they can't figure out a way to create a virus that wipes out the human race? Send that thing out. Wait a few weeks and move in. No need for pew-pews. Send that thing out. Wait a few weeks and move in. No need for pew-pews. As simple as setting baits to kill pests. They could probably even make one with an extremely long incubation period, where you are contagious that then has a really high mortality rate. I suppose they would need a human/some human cells to develop it though. Poison or water supplies. Got a drink, wet duct, or just a single radiation wave to make everyone sterile. To be fair, with the current population, the advances in artificial wombs and the amount of stuff in stuff banks, that might just decrease population growth and increase the longevity of the human race. This sounds like a cool plot for a book or something. Everyone on the earth becomes sterile and scientists are only able to artificially create a few hundred babies. Everyone on the planet has to work together to secure the future of the tiny next generation by passing on their culture, knowledge, etc. Politics could get involved as some countries may see this as opportunity to gain more power, so they create their own generations with the purpose of dominance, or just being generally superior in knowledge/preparedness. Take away all their electricity, sit back, enjoy. I was thinking just do a sweep of all the satellites. If there are 3 humans left alive, 2 will conspire against the third and the third will conspire with you against the others. Humans have conquered each other using divide and rule and courting one group against the current rulers for thousands of years. Just show up, and within the hour various countries will offer you their submission in return for you destroying their more powerful rivals. You're absolutely right. Watching Survivor seasons made this clear as day. So if the aliens just randomly start looking for an immunity idol. Steal all toilet paper. So you're saying they're gonna wipe us out, they'll send us to the bowels of hell. Shepotile. Send a message to the planet asking to speak to one representative, and watch each country go to conflict to be the one who sends the representative. Actually, fun fact, there's a person in the UN who has to speak to aliens if they ever come to Earth. I forget what the title is called though. Edit. Whoa, this blew up and pretty much doubled my karma. 101. Thanks for the 2 awards though, kind strangers. Appear to world leaders and top army staff pretending to be God and convince them to start a nuclear war. I'm pretty sure that an advanced alien civilization could fake a pretty good God. On top of that, who wouldn't obey a command from something they genuinely believe to be God. If they appear to just the leader in private, or better yet in public, but somehow only seen by the leader, they might decide to resign due to mental decline. Politician decides to give up power voluntarily? Yeah, right. Despite having ample opportunities to learn from their history, human beings will willingly divide into mutually hostile tribes based on race, Texas, and class. So if you frame your invasion as a partisan issue, you can depend on a sizable chunk of humanity to actually help you achieve your goals. That is, until they're the only ones left. We are going to invade your planet and kill everyone, or just everyone over 45. You decide which. End quarantine. Announce free booze day. Then release millions of hungry lions. I just watched a documentary about this. Douse everyone in sardine oil and release a bunch of hungry tigers. Outsource it. Humans love to kill each other anyways. Why should you take the time or energy to do it when they love to do it themselves? Give them a new unstoppable gun that makes the person who uses it delayed action sterilization or a 5-year death sentence via an undetectable radiation emission. Anyone that uses it will kill a bunch of people, and then those people will die shortly thereafter. 1 to 2 generations tops before the human race is completely wiped out. Well, first I would tell them to start a release a virus. The world's not organized enough to recover from that. I would tell them to have it start from a bat in China, because a human's sure to consume it. It doesn't have to be deadly to all hosts, just contagious enough to start a pandemic. Afterwards, the stock markets and economy will collapse, throwing the humans into further chaos. Start subtly influencing world leaders against each other to start another world war, and in the middle of that plate a religion, by taking the form of a giant deity from the sky. Release the cure for the virus, and put an end to the hostilities, and share some weaker tech with them for trust. When the humans start trusting you, pit them against one another by falsifying evidence. Let them exhaust themselves, then start another pandemic, this one deadly. On the other hand, they could also just skip to the last step by strengthening the current disease and making sure it evolves in different ways multiple times, so that there's no one cure. Don't go for Trump first. It would be the logical step to eliminate world leaders first, but if there's one thing we've learned about Trump, it's that HE's terrible in situations like this. You eliminate all the others and just leave him alone. Sure enough, he'll lower the morale of humanity and or declare war on a bunch of other unrelated countries. On the flip side, if he turned up dead, we would have a Trump coalition of maniacs to deal with. Those people are so diehard they would immediately cry bipartisan political assassination and do some crazy irrational things, and claiming any evidence that it wasn't a political hit would be declared fake news propagated by the leftist deep state. I would just tell them to infiltrate the highest ranks of society and use the human race to harvest whatever resources might be useful to them, unless they just want a stable planet without a bunch of jerks on it. Then I would tell them to infiltrate the highest ranks of society and unleash a terrible virus. It's likely that nuclear weapons are formidable to anything that exists in this dimensions. Allow the virus to destabilize the governments to the point that they can't use them effectively. Well, the only thing worth going to the trouble to acquire on Earth is life itself. It's unique. Water, minerals, etc. are common throughout the universe. So, orbital bombardment is out of the question, as that would sterilize the planet. For maximum drama and entertainment value, I'd encourage them to strategically meddle in our politics to get us to weaken ourselves. Get the primitive dumb butts to abandon science and education, then encourage them to disconnect from one another so they can't rely on their greatest strength, each other. But to really get the humans out of the way, I'd encourage the aliens to manipulate the primitives into altering their environment out from under themselves, so they can't even survive on the planet. But if they don't have time for all that, just engineer a highly contagious virus/nanomachine that won't kill the infected until a signal is sent. Let the pathogen saturate the population, then push the button. This planet is rocky, but the surface is covered with water, and the atmosphere is largely nitrogen and oxygen. I don't know how this will interact with your own body chemistry, so heads up. The life forms here are carbon based, and also mostly water, stick to developed, but not necessarily urban environments. The flora and fauna of this planet can be dangerous under the best of circumstances, and I don't know what I'm working with here in terms of hardiness, so it's probably in your best interests to stick to places where the native inhabitants have cleared out the more dangerous species. That said, you also probably don't want to spend too much time where humans congregate in large groups, which leads us nicely to wear a mask. We have these tiny quasi-life forms that can interfere with the processes of your natural cells up to and including killing you. And even if they are also native to your homeworld, there are people on this forsaken rock that don't believe in them, and some of them hold positions of power. Finally, the most important thing is, if you can convince the wealthy and powerful that you seek to advance their interests, nothing you do will convince the authorities to act against you until it's far too late for them. First, you would convince all the world leaders that the others are conspiring against you and are hiding alien technology that they will use against you. Once wars are started, make sure that it gets really chaotic. Then, once they are all weak, launch a large invasion against Earth. They would have little to no troops to fight with, hospitals are already overrun. They have exhausted all of their resources and have little to no defense. And it would seem that all hope is lost, and some nations might just give up. And that would present a perfect opportunity to strike.